Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in the small town of Harvard, Nebraska. It's actually got close to 1,000 population, but to be precise, it's 951. And behind me is one of those unusual landmarks. Yeah, it's a jail, but it's actually got a really interesting story that goes with it. So follow me, and there's a couple markers here. All right, so this here is the Harvard jail. And here is the marker put up by the Nebraska Historical Society. The jail was inadvertently sold to Robert Pinckney, who was 16, in a delinquent tax sale in 1943. When the city refused to buy back the jail, sparking a legal battle that earned national publicity, Pinckney put the jail up for auction at a West Coast war bond drive. Charlie McCarthy, ventriloquist Edgar Bergen's puppet, bought the jail for $10,000 in war bonds and deeded it back to Harvard. Estimated to be over 130 years old, the jail was refurbished in 2008 to 2010. And that was also put up by Dr. Don Gerlach and Harvard Community Foundation. And I'm wondering if I can go in. Yeah, it's a little windy today. So let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it's locked, but you never know. Yeah, it's locked, but that's okay. And here is also an unrelated marker about Woodman Hall. The stone right there remains from the pillar at the entrance of the old Woodman Hall building, which was built in 1893 by George Herzog. But the building was used by the Harvard Police Department starting in 1965, but it was demolished in late 1983. And it looks like they're doing some construction over there. But that's okay, so kind of mind the noise there. But Robert Pinckney was the teenage son of a local physician, and he was looking for lots to lease for his victory gardens when he noticed the town had accidentally included the jail in the list of properties for sale. When he told the city council about its mistake, they laughed at him and nobody bought it. But then, even after he was given the deed, the town of Harvard refused to admit its mistake and kept housing criminals in the small building's 2 cells. But he did hire a lawyer in an attempt to sue the city that owed rent. The city agreed to pay, but added some rather superfluous requests, including removing the sidewalk from the property. And let me show you that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. And it's Halloween's coming up, so that's why they got that guy with a pumpkin head there. But Pinckney did offer to sell the jail back, but again, he was too young. The law said he couldn't deed the property to anyone until he was 21 years old. But as the marker says, a recovering sailor in Los Angeles, California, suggested the team put the jail up for sale at a West Coast war bonds auction. But Charlie McCarthy, who was Edgar Bergen, the ventriloquist dummy at the time, bought the place for $10,000 in war bonds. And then years later, after the publicity died down, the dummy quietly gifted the jailhouse back to the city. It still stands in the same place today as a testament to bureaucratic error and teenage enterprise. Oh man, look at that. I thought maybe they let people in there, and a police car just kind of passed by me when I walked by, but I'm surprised he didn't like let me in, but that's okay though. And by the way, Edgar Bergen, for those that don't know, that I mean, I understand he was way before everyone's time, but Edgar Bergen was a famous ventriloquist, and he had a very popular radio show, and he was also the father of actress Candice Bergen, who was on Murphy Brown. I think I'm going to go ahead and get a nice look at it. Yeah, it's got some windows there. I see some bars. And you also got to keep in mind it happened during World War II when a lot of things were crossing people's minds. So, all right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Harvard, Nebraska, just outside the Harvard jail. Signing off.